did. Go, nigga. Hold on. This is my good foot.
On January 25th, 2022, the quiet streets of Fort Worth, Texas were shattered by a crime almost too shocking to believe. A famous rapper killed his father for getting his grandson's mother pregnant.
We going out to Fort Worth. We got a rapper. He done got locked up. He gets locked up? Yeah, cool. He's locked up. His daddy dies. Yeah, but how his daddy dies and what the connection is, y'all got to watch that because I can't give it all. I can't give it all.
At about 4:55 p.m. that day, 47-year-old Kevin Brown Sr. was shot in the head while checking his mailbox on Beacon Way. Surveillance footage later...
He done got his son's woman pregnant. What the fuck kind of country mac sauce? Hey, man. But you gotta remember, the boy's in jail, so how the daddy ends up dead? I'm like, yo, bro, Texas? Yo, Texas, man, some niggas don't play that shit.
Footage later revealed a black Chrysler 200 idling near his home for more than 10 minutes before the fatal shot rang out. What made it all disturbing was the person behind it all. It was none other than his own son, 23-year-old rapper Braylin Crazy Boy Bray Brown Jr., who was already in jail. From inside a jail cell, Braylin allegedly plotted his father's execution, all because of a betrayal involving a woman who had ties to them both and two children caught in the middle. But what police uncovered next turned this case from shocking to unimaginable. This is the life and death of Kevin Brown Sr. and the betrayal that tore his family apart. Fort Worth, one of Texas's largest cities, is known for its blend of cowboy culture, arts, and thriving businesses. Yet beneath its growing reputation lies a darker side: violent crime. With one of the highest crime rates in the state, the city has long struggled with gang rivalries and street conflicts. Kevin Brown's killing was not just another statistic. It became one of the most disturbing cases in the city's history, turning a neighborhood driveway into the site of a calculated execution. Kevin Brown Sr. was born in 1974. Much about his life has not been widely documented on the internet, and the details available are limited. What is known is that by the time he reached his late 40s, he had worked hard to provide for his family. Those who knew him remember...
I tried to find information on him. I couldn't find it either. But I did verify the story is real. And I said, yo, bro, nigga, you fucked up big time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, loyalty is not across the board, man. You get what I'm saying? It's not across the board, but I don't think none of y'all gonna figure out how this situation happened, though. You know what I'm saying? How it
who knew him remembered him as a father trying to keep his family stable, even when challenges were never far away. But his story would not be remembered for his work or his home life. Instead, it would become forever tied to the actions of his own son, a son whose path had been marked by music, gangs, and violence. That son was the 23-year-old rapper Braylin Crazy Boy Bray Brown Jr., who was already in jail.
Come on. Cassie, get this. Get this on the ground, Cassie, on your ground. Like, you gotta show him. Do what you mean. Tell me when you ready, huh? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hold on, I want to be. This is my daughter. This ain't no picture. Just say, hey, say, this is my daddy.
Hey, this is my daddy.
Say, this is what we do.
No, your grandfather is your daddy. What the fuck is that? Can you imagine? If that's, because there's two kids, right? So I don't know which one, but I'm assuming it's the daughter. So one of them is his. The other one he thinks is his, which I'm assuming is the daughter. So the daughter ain't his now. The daughter belongs to his daddy. Yo, nigga, and then you find out when you locked up. Yo, nigga, yo. When I heard this shit, I thought it was fake as hell. I had to go really looking into the situation, man. It's crazy.
That's what you do.
You know what I'm saying? Tell him I'm the hardest from the west side.
West side.
Say he the hardest from the west side.
West side.
Okay.
On the surface, he appeared to be a rising talent from Fort Worth. His raw lyrics and collaborations, including a track with Dallas rapper Mo3, pulling in millions of views. Much of his music centered on the harsh realities of street life, rivalries, and survival, echoing the world he was both a part of and trapped in. His verses often carried themes of violence, loyalty, and betrayal, resonating with some listeners while also reflecting the dangerous path he was walking in real life. These lyrics weren't just entertainment. They hinted at the turmoil that would later spill out of the studio and into the streets, foreshadowing the violent choices that would ultimately define his future. To fans, he was the gritty voice of Fort Worth street rap. But information about Braylin outside of his music is not as easily found online. Much of what is known about him isn't easily found online. But what police reports and court records reveal paint a darker picture, one far removed from the image of a rising rapper. Behind the numbers and songs.
I don't understand how niggas get to the point where you got you got features with mainstream artists. You know what I'm saying? You get to that level, and then you wanna be still doing other shit to get yourself caught up in some street shit. Nigga, like the money you making is not good enough.
In songs, authorities documented him as a member of the Rolling 60s Crips, one of the city's most notorious sets. His reputation was not built on music alone. It was tied to a long trail of violence. The first signs of how dangerous Braylin's world could become surfaced in early 2020. It was here that the first cracks in his path became undeniable, and the city of Fort Worth would see innocent lives stolen in the crossfire.
Don't diss on Lil Zach, and no more. Finna get mad on the whip like Como. Eat untamed, we be creeping in the store. Hey, the Chris got a camera while we shoot, that's a promo. I don't wanna hear shit, you niggas saying. Nigga, I don't want no feature, you know my friend. Cut throat ENT, nigga, tell me what you saying. Dressed up in all black, see who ain't playing. Still on the miss, trying to catch me a body. It might die down, but beefing is a hobby.
I'm sorry, that shit sounded terrible. I was trying to figure out when I was gonna get the, you know what I'm saying? It never came. It never came.
On January 9th, 33-year-old Anjanette Anjan Eubanks was shot inside a home on Canyon Circle Drive. She was remembered as a kind, motherly woman, but that night, she became the first casualty directly tied to Braylin's violent feud.
Remembering her as a kind-hearted woman and a motherly type to so many, Eubanks was shot and killed inside this home we're told she was visiting Thursday night.
All I heard was a bang, bang, bang. But it was, police had the street blocked off here. A lot of vehicles, police vehicles, up and down the street.
Officer Brad Perez says so far no arrests have been made.
If anyone last night happened to see or hear anything around that time, around 11 p.m., maybe like a vehicle driving off real fast or somebody running, anything that appeared to be suspicious, we do ask that you reach out to us with that information.
It's crazy. Folks just don't value human life anymore.
I'm trying to figure out why he would do that. It sounds like a robbery or something. I mean, it's got to be a robbery of some sort. Maybe a robbery gone wrong, man. Because what's the connection? You know,
prosecutors later explained that her death was the first blow in a violent chain started by Braylin himself. But Braylin's violence did not end there. Just 3 days later, on January 12th, 17-year-old Cheyenne Moore, a high school student from Arlington, was gunned down on East Rosedale Street. Once again, prosecutors linked the killing to Braylin's actions. She had her whole future ahead of her, yet her life was cut short in a storm of bullets unleashed during the same reckless campaign. The back-to-back killings left the community stunned, and it became clear from the start that both tragedies stemmed from the violent path Braylin had chosen. According to testimony, both killings happened while Braylin and an associate, Adrian Robinson, were allegedly driving around looking for Channel 5 J-Dub, a teenage rapper caught in a feud with them. Robinson's girlfriend was said to be behind the wheel as the men searched for their target. But instead of finding him, they left behind two innocent victims, lives lost in a feud that had nothing to do with them. These moments acted as a warning, hinting at the scale of destruction that would follow. The tragedies of Eubanks and Moore sent ripples of fear through Fort Worth, foreshadowing the chaos and bloodshed that would follow wherever Braylin's name appeared. Each killing showed how far the violence could reach and how quickly others could be pulled into its wake. The stage was set for even greater violence, and the name Crazy Boy Bray would soon be tied to even darker chapters of Fort Worth's history. That feud.
Now y'all just killed two innocent people for no goddamn reason, looking for some folks. Like you didn't know that. Like you didn't know, especially the white girl. You didn't know the white girl wasn't involved.
Did not stop there, however. Only a month later, Channel 5 J-Dub himself was shot dead at just 17 years old. His body was found in a front yard, an AK-style rifle lying beside him. The killing set off chaos across Fort Worth, including a Mother's Day shooting at a public park where more than 50 rounds were fired and several people were injured. By that time, Braylin was already behind bars, charged in connection with the murders of Eubanks and Moore. Yet from jail, his presence lingered like a shadow. He released a diss track mocking J-Dub's death, a move that stirred even more anger and violence. That diss track may have kept his name alive in the streets, but outside the jail walls, another story was beginning to form. The months leading up to the next tragedy revealed a storm quietly brewing, one that would strike not at a rival, but within his own family. While Braylin sat in bars, his father, Kevin Sr., began a secret affair with Rebecca Shea Willis. On the surface, it might have looked like an ordinary relationship between a man and a woman, but there was a disturbing problem. Shea had already been in a relationship with Kevin's other son, Kevin Jr., and even had a baby with him. The situation crossed boundaries that never should have been crossed. Making matters worse, Shea later had a child with Kevin Sr. as well. She had once been with Kevin Jr. and then became tied to his father, which created a tangled and troubling dynamic. For a family already scarred by the loss of Kevin Jr. during a robbery attempt, this revelation struck deep and reopened old wounds.
Man, Kevin Sr. done fucked up. What the hell's going on here, bro? Why would you do something like that, Pops? Why? I don't understand some niggas, bro. That shit don't mean no. Okay, but listen, even though he did it, I know why he did it. Let me tell you why he did it. His son is in jail for double murder. And his mind, the nigga's not coming home. Okay? And he's just trying to get some Poo-Tang. I get it. It's wrong in the motherfucker, but some niggas is low and low and low like that. All right? Some niggas low. I'm just saying, okay?
It was more than a relationship. It was an unforgivable betrayal. He could not accept the shame and anger it brought, and the bitterness ate away at him even while he sat in his cell. The feeling of being wronged by his own father pushed him toward a horrifying decision, one that would leave his family broken forever. He began to...
Yo, what we say in the comment section? So she had all kids for all three brown men. Listen, man, this lady is sick, but the brown men are even sicker. I don't get it, man. Nobody got loyalty amongst the brown men. That's what I see. There ain't no loyalty now.
Forever. He began to describe his father as grimy, and from his cell he started to plot the unthinkable, the murder of his own father.
You know I'm gonna die about mine. I be getting hot, just laying back on the low. These niggas play with me, I swear you gon' get smoke. And I ain't never had nobody with me. And I always seem like motherfuckers pull me down or against me. Feel me? Why they had to take my brothers? Now I'm stuck off in the rain. Yeah, they made a nigga suffer. Speak on their name, we slang them cutters.
What started as anger grew into obsession. The betrayal festered until it became the only thing on his mind, and soon his thoughts turned into plans. From behind bars, where most would feel powerless, Braylin found a way to control events on the outside. He began laying out every step, convinced that only his father's death could settle the rage inside him. The plan was meticulous. From his jail cell, Braylin broke it down step by step. First, he turned to Damon Mon Cotton, just 19 years old, and made him the one who would pull the trigger.
We got a comment in the comment section where he say she took keeping in the family to a whole nother level. I mean, hey, she kept them all in the family. Literally. Like, I mean, at least you could say a nigga that yes. It's bad, man. I don't even know how to. This lady ain't got no conscience. You know what I'm saying? Well, everybody's wrong in the situation, man. Everybody's wrong, man.
Next came Cotton's girlfriend, Ashlyn Durham, who agreed to sit behind the wheel and drive the getaway car. Finally, there was Alexis Abeta, another girlfriend of Braylin's, who was tasked with buying the bullets and setting up key phone calls. Each role was clear, and each person had their part to play. From inside jail, Braylin sent instructions through his tablet and phone calls. He did not speak plainly. Instead, he used code. Guns were called controllers, and bullets were called pieces. Every message revealed how carefully he planned, even from a cell. Step by step, the plot took shape. Cotton was promised a payment of $2,000 to $3,000 for carrying out the shooting, a deal that bound him to the plan and gave the plot its final, chilling edge. On the afternoon of January 25, 2022, the chilling plan that Braylin was plotting happened. That day began like any other day, on Beacon Way in Fort Worth. The quiet neighborhood seemed calm, the kind of place where nothing unusual was expected. But beneath that calm, something dark had already been set in motion. Kevin Brown Sr. stepped out of his home just before 5 p.m., phone pressed to his ear as he slowly walked down his driveway. He opened the mailbox, found it empty, and shut the door, standing idly beside it. To him, it was a simple moment, but in truth, it was part of a carefully laid trap. Just a short distance away, a black Chrysler 200 sat waiting. The car had been idling for more than 10 minutes, its presence unnoticed by most. Inside, Ashlyn Durham gripped the steering wheel. Her boyfriend Damon Mon Cotton crouched in the backseat with a rifle at the ready.
They weren't acting on their own. Their every move was guided by Braylin Brown's orders, echoing from behind prison walls. The setup was chillingly precise. Kevin's walk to the mailbox was not random. It was the cue they had been waiting for. Cotton leaned out from the rear window, and in an instant, the silence of the street was shattered. A burst of gunfire ripped through the air, so sudden and violent that neighbors froze in shock. One of the bullets struck Kevin in the head, killing him instantly. Brick fragments from the mailbox flew into the air as his body collapsed at the edge of the driveway. Within moments, the Chrysler sped away, leaving behind nothing but chaos and the eerie stillness that follows violence. Later, investigators uncovered what made this murder even more disturbing. The phone call Kevin had been on when he walked outside was no coincidence. From his cell inside Tarrant County Jail, Braylin had arranged a three-way call with the help of Alexis Abeta. Through that call, Braylin directed his father outside, telling him to check the mailbox. Kevin, unaware of the danger, followed the words of his own son. At that exact moment, Cotton was waiting with his rifle. The ambush was carried out in real time, with Braylin listening as his plan unfolded. The pieces of the plot became clearer as the truth came out. Cotton pulled the trigger. Durham drove the getaway car. Abeta connected the calls and even secured the bullets Cotton would use. But the mastermind was Braylin. From his jail cell, he had orchestrated every step, turning words into weapons. A father's life ended at his own mailbox, not by the hand of a stranger, but by the design of his son.